All right, so I just watched Rob Manfred's press conference. He did address the media after, the unions rejected Major League Baseball's final proposal, and he announced that they're going to be canceling not only opening day but the first 2 series of the year. And he said the earliest that they could reconvene and discuss and negotiate would be this Thursday. So, and here are some things that are in his proposal that I wrote down that he discussed. So they offered a draft lottery, okay, and it was a 5-pick draft lottery if I remember correctly. Incentives for teams to promote young kids on opening day, okay. So that kind of helps with service time manipulation and stuff like that. Increase the collective bargaining threshold levels, yes, not as much as the players' union wanted. That was one of the major sticking points, but he did point to, they looked at the patterns of the last CBAs and how much they've increased, and he kind of followed that patterns, and he suggested that it may have been more aggressive increases, but the pandemic has stripped a lot of revenues from baseball over the last 2 years. So he kind of used the pandemic as a part excuse. I'm not defending it or anything like that, but it does. The pandemic has stripped billions of dollars in revenue from baseball, so it could be part of it. So okay. So they also eliminated draft pick compensation. A lot of the stuff we know. I just want to go over it again. They imposed an international draft as part of their proposal. Okay. Expanded playoffs, which became a 12-team format, and which is something that the owners really, really wanted. All right. Eliminating the shift and then incorporating things like pitch timer and universal DH to improve the offensive side of the game, which is kind of more beneficial for entertainment purposes. It just gets more viewers. People like to watch the offense, speed, home runs, hits, and stuff like that. So with those things in mind, these are some of the things that and speed and pitch timer. Obviously, one of the biggest complaints about baseball is the games are too long and too slow. So the pitch timer, I guess, more aggressively would kind of go towards addressing that. Universal DH adds more offensive output to the game, and eliminating the shift, which personally I'm not a big fan of, because at the fact is, you learn at a very early age how to hit to both fields. I don't understand why that skill set is sometimes abandoned at the major league level. I don't understand that one. You should be able to hit both. You're a Major League Baseball player. You should be able to hit both sides of the field. So, but that's just me. And I'm not a Major League Baseball player, so I can't say anything. But, what else they say? Eliminated, so they've canceled the first 2 series of the season. And he also acknowledges that both sides started negotiations too late. And he was pressed by the media on that. Why did it take so long? He just acknowledged it started too late. Things just didn't start ramping up until 10 days ago. So he acknowledged that. He also acknowledged that obviously it takes both sides to strike a deal, and they were really eager to strike a deal. And he did not blame the Players Association or the union at any point in time. He did not levy blame on them. So, and I watched the whole entire conference. So, he also said that they tried negotiating, which I didn't remember. They tried negotiating early in this previous CBA, like a couple years ago. They tried to start the negotiation process with certain things, and I guess I don't know. I'm not sure if the union wanted to wait until the end of this, or I'm not exactly sure. But he did say that they tried negotiating a couple years ago. So those are the main tidbits that I got from his press conference. Okay, and I have one other observation, and I've been hard on the owners, and I've said this repeatedly, but where is Tony Clark, the president, the guy the head guy in the Players Association? Him and the players, they left. They're leaving right now. They did not make a counter proposal, and if you want to make a stand here and show unity, they should have stayed and say, we want to get this thing done, right? They could have stayed, because this, again, was a self-imposed deadline. But now they're all traveling back to their homes or wherever, New York, this, that. That's a bad look, in my opinion, for the players and the players' union. To me, the owners are staying there, the players are not. Okay, both sides were clearly dissatisfied with the other side's offer. Both sides clearly feel like they did enough, and the other side didn't do too much or whatever. But again, I'll say this again, and I don't exactly know if anybody in the union is going to speak up, but Tony Clark should have spoken up already. They rejected a deal. They did not impose a counter proposal at all. They just flat up got their stuff and are leaving. So take what you want with that, but that to me was telling. And to me, it's a slap in the face to the fans. it's an FU to the fans, saying it wasn't worth, you guys pay our bloated salaries and blah blah blah, but we're just gonna go back and to our sides and see what happens and try to get the other side to blink again. So that to me is a huge miscalculation, a tactical error by the Major League Baseball player side. You might agree with me, you might disagree with me, but again, and I called out both sides repeatedly over the last couple of months. I've called out the owners more so than the players, but I give the owners credit. I mean, they did make significant increases. They went from $570,000 to $700,000 for the 0 to 1 year service time pre-R players, and that goes up by $10,000 per year up to $740,000 at the end of the CBA. And there's a whole bunch of other things too that I kind of went through that could have brought more entertainment to the game, brought more money into the pockets, and obviously more playoff baseball and extended playoff. That's more revenue into the game too. And I will say, and I've said this before, the owners do get the lion's share of the revenue that comes in, lion's share of the profits, and I don't think that's always fair. So, those are the main things that he kind of went over. And we've talked about other things, revenue sharing and all this stuff, and you know how I feel about that. I don't think big market teams like the Yankees should be given part of their profits to small market teams, and they're not required to spend. And I didn't even notice either, the MLB union, they had filed a grievance against several teams, and the owners wanted them to back off that grievance, and it was specifically because the small market teams were pocketing the revenue sharing and not using it towards payroll. And I said this too, if you want to mandate at some point a salary floor, you have to require the teams that get revenue sharing to use the money to increase the payroll. That's the easiest way to get there. You're getting free money. Use it. Stop pocketing the money. Okay? So that's what happened. Anything else that comes, I'm going to fill you in, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. And it's greatly appreciated. It's really helpful to its growth, obviously. But if you want to be kept in the loop of everything, because this could fall into place in the next couple of days. They could reach a deal by Thursday, or Friday, or when we least expect it. So we'll see what happens. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you don't miss it. But thank you guys for continuing to watch the stuff that I put out. It's really greatly appreciated. The 161 Mafia, you are the best. And I'm not stopping. I'm not on lockout. Talk to you guys next time.